It is so great to have you listening here on a Thursday. Let's get it out of the way. Let's get it out of the way now. We got a lineup change in here today. Yeah. All right. Settle. This guy is doing great work here. His name is B.B. Shea. Chris Kelly here. There's Chris Demm right there.
I'm here.
B.B. Shea is in.
What's up?
We thought this might be the case. Biggie had some issues yesterday.
Yeah.
I tell you.
Yeah.
Usually I'm unfeeling and heartless.
Usually.
Sometimes I'm called unfeeling and heartless in here. Some people, I dispute it. I dispute that, of course. You know, I'm always trying to be like real supportive in ways you can't see. That's
the best way.
That's my thing. Yeah. You know, let's be supportive in ways you can't see. And yesterday, I'll tell you, it was right around the 7 o'clock. We're in hour number 2 here, 7 Eastern. And we're doing our usual stuff, you know, where it's like blah, 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 this and that.
Tomfoolery this.
And
dead entertainer that.
Yeah.
Aging reference no one gets.
Yeah.
Traditional media circling drain. You know, the usual stuff.
Just what we were doing.
Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah.
It was an ordinary day. It started as an ordinary day.
Well, it did. I mean, everything's fine. You know, everything's fine. And we got a long segment there. And it's like I'm seeing the clock, and we're barely into it. I look in at Biggie, and he had his arms inside his shirt, and he was shivering. And I'll say that when Biggie shivers, you really notice, you know?
You do. I have not seen someone's teeth chattering like that outside of a cartoon in a long time, but he was that chilled.
Yeah, cartoonish. And
but he was legit
chilled. Oh, no doubt. So I'm sitting there looking at him. You know, he's behind glass. And I thought, should we say something about this? We're live on the air. My concentration was broken. So when I was doing all those things, like a blah, 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 I was like, I'm really thinking about my poor dear friend, in there. And so as soon as we get off into commercials, and Chris Demm had noticed it too, I said, "Are you all right?" And he said, "No, I am not all right." And it was like, "Well, what should we do?" And he goes, "I think I need to go to the hospital." Because, you know, he's been battling that...
cellulitis?
Yes. Cellulitis. And that causes him fever and chills. So we said, all right, go ahead. Well, let's get you there.
B.B. Shea came in early.
He did.
Into the building.
But once B.B. Shea got here, 30 minutes later, it was like, okay, go. And he said, no, I think I can make it.
He wanted to stick it out.
He wanted to stick it out. And, of course, I said, all right. I'm afraid, this bothers me. I'm afraid he was trying to, please me because of that.
Be a hero?
Yeah, I think he was too much trying to be a hero because of that one time. Remember that one time?
Oh, yeah, the cyst.
That haunts me because he had a cyst up his butt. This is a few years ago now. And somebody was out, somebody wasn't here, I think. And he was laying out here on a bench sweating. And
because he could not sit.
He couldn't sit. So he was laid. We had a microphone propped up and he was laid on a bench. And he said, "Boss man, can I leave 20 minutes early?" It was a Friday.
I really need to see a doctor. I'm pro.
And I said, "You're better than that."
No.
Pain is an illusion.
We've got fact or crap coming up.
I said, "We really can't do fact or crap without you, can we?"
We need to burn through those phones, and you're our guy.
He said, "Boss man, I can't. I don't think I can go on here." He's sweating profusely. I said, "Nah, you can make it, can't you?" I said, "You can hold out." Well, I think now because of that, here years later, he doesn't want to disappoint or leave early. But yesterday, it was apparent. You really need to go. But then he said, "I can stick it out." But now we come to the end of the show. And I was a dignitary yesterday. Okay, I had an event to get to. So I say to Biggie, 5 minutes after this show ends, "What is your plan?" He said, "I think I have to call 911. I have to get an ambulance here to take me to the hospital." And I said, "Oh, man, good luck. I'll see you."
Is my paddle in there?
All right, see you tomorrow.
So make sure you don't miss tomorrow now when you go into the hospital.
I'll email you your assignments.
I said, "I'll have to email." I said, "I'll be late emailing your assignments. I have to go I'm a
Got to
dignitary.
go play pickleball in front of the mayor.
There's a okay. So I get to the pickleball event. And
There's the mayor.
There's the mayor.
All the dignitaries.
The city managers. And
I mean, real power players.
The thing with this event is the Coliseum here is announcing they have a huge statewide tournament that they've gotten. It was in Charlotte at one point. It's been in Raleigh. Now we've got it here, and they've developed like these indoor pickleball courts, and it was a big to-do. I mean, it was really huge. And everybody was there. All the news. I was on all the news stations yesterday playing pickleball. And the Littlest Patriot was meeting me there. So when I got there, now it's 10 minutes later after I'd just seen Biggie, and the Littlest Patriot gets out of his car. I see him in the parking lot. His eyes are all wide. He's, what's going on? And I was like, what do you mean we're here for these? You know, I'm getting ready to, I'm
just warming up.
Mayor's right there.
I said, I'm dinking with the mayor. And he goes, no, with Biggie. And I was like, oh, yeah, he was saying something about 911 or something. He's like, there's an ambulance at the radio station picking up Biggie. And I was like, oh, yeah, I guess that would happen. I guess. He goes, you should have. Did you not want to tell anybody? And I was like, didn't even occur to me to tell everybody else there's an ambulance coming. Yeah. And so all the people then, I looked at my phone, I had all these texts from people who were here, you know, saying, why is there an ambulance here? It didn't even occur. You know, it didn't even occur to me to tell everybody else. I'm so obtuse in that way, you know? It was really terrible. Well, the update on Biggie, I did correspond with him yesterday. I had to give him his assignments. And he said he wasn't feeling very well last night. You know, that illness that he has, it really does cause him fever, chills, and terrible pain in the legs.
Yeah.
That was the issue. He had to call 911 because he had to be helped out of the building and to get to the hospital and everything. So he's going to be in the hospital a few days, which I'm really, I mean, it's scary.
Yeah,
it
he's
is
struggling, man. He's had a rough past couple weeks.
The last week, you know, and Chris Demm, I think, said it best, cellulitis. Cellulitis sounds innocuous enough, but it really is a big deal. I mean, it is terrible. Yeah. And so he's had to deal with this the last couple of weeks, and now, and we thought he was, okay, give it a week, he'll be better because he missed all.
Yeah, because he'd been on 2 rounds of antibiotics since. I mean, and like we said yesterday morning started, we thought normally, but he wasn't well.
It's a concern. And to see him in there, that was really concerning because he looked worse than I've ever seen him, including the day I made him stay. Okay. And so then I got a call from our manager, and he said, was there a time that you made Biggie stay late? And, of course, I had to play that old politician game. I don't recall anything.
You know, my attorney has advised me.
I mean,
in the interest of the Fifth Amendment of the U.S. Constitution, I shan't answer.
I feel like, you know, I didn't need to answer that question. Meanwhile, you know, I pickleballed for 2 hours and had lunch and spoke to the crowd and waved at the girls. And got out of there, and all hell had broken loose back here at the radio station. So it was just a terrible confluence of events there. And then all these people sent me this. I told Kristen, I don't know why they sent me this, but they said, these are the traits shared by people that have no friends and are generally despised. And I want you to see if this describes anybody.
Despised with no friends?
No friends. These are people with no friends who are generally unliked share these traits. Okay. They ruminate in nostalgia.
Oh, yeah. Look at your shirt.
Dang.
Look at
Golly.
Has BB Shea seen this shirt up? Look at the
I don't think so.
Look at the rips and shreds and tears in the elbows.
It's all bundled at the stitching. Oh, my God.
I wore this the day after Dean Smith died as a tribute.
You couldn't have gone to like a real menswear shop?
He
would have.
This is a Tar Heel shirt that I wore the day after Dean Smith died as a tribute. And even that was like...
Which was what year?
Oh, my gosh. 2005? I mean, it's been a while. 8, maybe? I don't know. But I remember when that happened, I thought, I'll grab this old shirt out of the closet and wear it.
It was old then.
It was old
the
then.
sleeves end at your forearm. Look at that.
I know.
Look at the rips.
I know. God,
right, I know. But it's like I love it. It's close to my heart. I think I bought it in college. And it just goes to show those that have no friends and are generally despised ruminate in nostalgia.
Well, all you talk about is your barbecue days, your high school days, your college days.
I don't know why people keep saying
80s horror movies.
These lists. They're people pleasers. They're always trying to be people pleasers.
Oh, that is you.
Yeah.
Control others.
To bosses? To strangers?
Yes,
to friends?
Yes. Control underlings.
Check.
See volleyball
Double
assist.
Okay,
See
right.
BB Shea.
My God, today, listen to this. You're not even going to believe it. BB Shea came in, filling in for Biggie, masterfully. And I said, well, how are you doing? And he said, my gout's flared up again. And so I was, oh, no, gout flared up. 30 minutes later, I said, I need you to go downstairs and do a task that I normally do. Turn on the cameras. So
Take the extra couple flight of stairs.
Yeah.
Which is incredibly painful when you could barely walk on one foot. But hey, they're on.
Man,
They're running.
They're on.
Yeah.
They're running, baby.
Yeah.
I said, BB Shea's got to get this. Let's get him down. I'm the one that's supposed to do. That's my job. I said, you go downstairs and turn on the cameras. And this was 30 minutes after he told me he had the gout. I just completely, ignored that. So then I say to BB Shea later, how's everything with the cameras? Fine, but that gout, man, that really
Took it out of me.
struggling. Boy, we got a ragtag crew in here, don't we?
we're struggling in
Man,
here.
For sure.
We are. That's right. Other traits of people with no friends who are generally despised. Ultra competitive.
We'll just leave it there.
Passive aggressive.
Oh, my gosh.
Jeez.
I don't know, guys. Anybody know anybody like that? I don't know.
Who wrote this paper? Your wife?
I keep getting an email to me. I don't understand it. I don't understand this, I'll tell you who's more competitive than I am. The Littlest Patriot. When we were out, my God, when we were out there yesterday for that.
And this is just an exhibition. This means less than the Tyson Jake Paul fight.
Yeah. This is less than the Tyson Jake Paul fight. And we were worse than Tyson. Let me say that. We played these two women, and they were good. They were good players. And Littlest Patriot came to me and said, my weapon is my serve. I serve it so well. And I was like, okay, great.
And you take the lead.
Well, the first thing he did was serve the ball out. I mean, over and over and over again.
Into the net or deep?
Every time, either or both,
Okay.
time and again. And he would turn to me and he'd go, I'm so nervous. I can't do it. I can't do it. And I was like, you've got to calm down. It'll be okay. I said, no one's paying attention to us. And then more.
The mayor's over there at the buffet.
That's right. But
the cameras they don't really care about you.
They don't. They wanted us in the background, which I saw myself in the background on every news station yesterday playing in this pickleball thing with the Littlest Patriot. But he really wanted to beat these women. And he kept on serving it out. And at one point, he misplayed it so badly, he hit himself in his own thumb, and his thumb started bleeding. And I said,
I don't even know how that's possible.
I don't either. His thumb was bleeding. He's like, look at me, I'm bleeding. And I was like, what is
on the new court?
On the brand new court. They just rolled it out there, and blood is dripping everywhere. And I was like, Littlest Patriot, you've got just calm yourself. I said, we're fine. It doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter.
You're the voice of calm and reason.
Surprisingly. So very surprising.
Already you're in big trouble.
And at one point, now there is a shot in pickleball called the third shot drop. It is critical to any game. You really need to master that shot to be decent player. And I noticed he never did it. He was it means you have to softly hit it over the net on the third shot of the rally. That is what you do. And he just kept blasting and blasting. And I turned to him. I said, have you ever heard of the third shot drop? And he said, I can't do it.
So he's competitive,
yes,
but also when the spotlights are on,
he couldn't do it. He said, do
you think he knows how to do it?
He says he's tried it. But he's like, I can't do it. And he's like, I'm ultra nervous here today. There's no way I can try it. And I was like, well, you're fine. Don't worry about it. Well, they cleaned their clock. I mean, they just crushed us time and time again. I had a nice time playing, but it was just over and over again. They were beating us. And then I think they picked up on the fact that he couldn't do this shot, so they kept hitting the ball to him. I mean,
your opponents?
Our opponents. And after one in particular, he turned to me. He goes, they're targeting me.
I would too.
He goes, I'm being targeted. I said, I think you are.
You just stand there with your arms folded on the court?
I could have sat out. I should have just sat down because they kept hitting it to me. Because they're targeting me. They're targeting me.
I did see a video of you guys playing, and your team is really comical. Because you're like a head and foot, head and tails taller than him.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, in fact, it's interesting you bring that up. There's a photographer out there, and he said, I want to put you two on the official poster to bring for this tournament. It'll be
You and your son come get next to each other. Yeah.
I'm a lot taller than that. That's why we call him the littlest patron.
Yeah.
That's why Chris Demm had me out there doing that "you're too short" motion on the court. And so this photographer, he's like, I'm the official photographer of this event, and I want your faces plastered all around the Coliseum when this event comes here. And we were like, okay. He goes, but the way I have to do this is he wanted the littlest patriot way in the foreground, like right near the camera. Yeah. And then he said, I need
that your heads appear even.
He goes, I need to make you look shorter. And he goes, back up, keep back. Well, eventually I was standing over there next to the
drink machine.
Yeah.
The soda fountain.
Yeah. He's like, this is the only way we can do it. And Littlest Patriot is like, we're so far apart. He goes, this is the only way I can shoot this poster. He goes, now pretend you're doing something. And we both unbelievable. What an event.
Can you see me? This way?
He said, I want to make you look more attractive. I need you to step way
yonder back.
And so, from the perspective of the camera, it would look better.
You know, what you could have done is do the, and I know B.B. Shea, because he's kind of in that world of rap and hip hop, do the kind of bend down, crouch.
That's how I should have done
arms
it.
folded and like pointing at the camera.
Yeah, but he wanted an action shot of us playing. And Littlest Patriot's like, I don't think this is going to work. And then finally, with all the bleeding and everything, the guy's like, no, I don't think I can use you. So they went with the two women.
We'll go with the stock photo.
They went with, or they took a picture of the women who were. And the women, they beat us time and again. And then Littlest Patriot said, let's get them now. They were knee-deep in the buffet. And Littlest Patriot said, can we play now? And the woman said, I have indigestion. And Littlest Patriot said, that's the perfect time.
Come on, let's go.
Let's get you out there. So we did it again. Unbelievable. But a great event.
Do you think you'll see these women again in your pickle travels?
I do. They're very into it. And, of course, everybody was out there. And I was shocked at how many, like the media and the mayor and the Coliseum dignitaries all showed up and they were all very interested, in my opinion, of the court surface because it's a new type of thing. They roll out these courts to play because they're temporary.
Did anyone from the media speak with you as a representative of the game or the radio program?
No, they didn't. And but what I did do.
Did you do remarks?
Yes.
Didn't you have to prepare remarks?
I did prepare remarks. They said to me, we want you to prepare a few remarks on what got you into the game and be an ambassador for the game in front of the media. And they had the mayor and the other dignitaries sitting on the stage, but they came to me and said, we're going to need you to stay behind the curtain until we call you out. We don't think you're dressed appropriately to be on the
How many times did I ask you yesterday?
You said.
How many times?
I flashed back 3 times. 3 times he asked me, is that what you're wearing?
I mean, I was hoping you had a gym bag.
I had to play. I should have been in a better outfit for the remarks and then put on something else for gameplay.
Yeah.
So they had 4 chairs on the stage, and I said, which one's mine? And they said, you're back behind, way on yonder over here, and we'll call you up at the end. And that's exactly what they did.
Do you remember how you opened? Did you rehearse?
I thought of my remarks as
pickleball. What is pickleball?
Exactly. Man, I really
It all started 10 years ago.
Lonely man in a YMCA.
Had a ball and a paddle and nothing to do.
That's right. That's what we did. So anyway, it went very, very well. But my mind the whole time, of course, was on Biggie. I mean, that was everything to me.
Well, it's gonna color the program for a while. There's no doubt about it.
He won't be here for at least a few days. I'm going to think through Thanksgiving. He will not be here, unfortunately. So hopefully he'll be getting back on the mend here soon. Yeah. I think it's best that he's in the hospital because he really needs those.
He needs advanced care.
He does need advanced care right now. So hopefully everything will turn for him and he'll be okay. A couple of notes now on sports. We just talked about the Mike Tyson event and the pickleball event. There was something else that happened, and Chris Demm said it's like the world of sports meeting a Seinfeld episode. There's a football coach for the Charlotte 49ers. His name is Biff Poggy.
One of the great names in sport.
You know Biff Poggy?
I don't, but I love the name.
I do too. Well, he's unfortunately been fired after his team fell to 3-7. They lost to South Florida over the weekend, 59-24. Biff Poggy was an assistant at Michigan until 2 years ago. And came to the Charlotte 49ers.
I'm sure they expected great things.
They did, and it has not gone well. He has a 6-16 record overall and finished 3-9 his first season, and then he's 3-7 this season. So they fired him. You know, mid-season firing. It happens. He was let go. They fired him after the loss on Saturday. They fired him on Monday. At Tuesday practice, and here's the Seinfeld twist, he showed up.
Yes.
Let's go. Take a knee, fellas.
Love that.
And
Biff?
a lot of the players were like,
I thought he got fired. Why is he here?
Is that Coach Biff?
yes. So Coach Biff was running drills, and the athletic director had come out and said, maybe I wasn't clear.
Biff, a word?
We had to.
Today. You're fired today.
Oh, you meant like now. He said he thought he could finish out the season.
That's so Costanza.
That's not the way it works, unfortunately. So he got high fives from all the players and said, okay, guys, my bad. I'm going to go now. And they let him stay around to get some things out of his office. And then he left. But what a moment for Coach Biff Poggy to coach the team. And by the way, the interim coach was like, he's not supposed to be here. This really takes away from me, as you can imagine.